Hello friends, welcome to my online tutorial. My name is Pranav Shukla and today we are going for NCERT Standard 10 English. Our today's concern is a chapter from supplementary reader, namely Footprints Without Feet, and the chapter itself is the title chapter. Again the name is Footprints Without Feet. A very interesting chapter is there, friends. You must have remembered year 2000 Hollywood film. It was a science fiction and thriller, namely Hollow Man. It was acted by Kevin Bacon and Elizabeth Shue. That was characterized as Sebastian Cain and Linda McKay. And the second part came in 2006. So if you just have seen the movies, you must have understood what I'm talking about. These movies are dealing with Invisible Man. Even in India, we have a number of movies based on the same theme. A very old movie that was acted by Anil Kapoor, namely Mr. India, and a recent movie, Mr. X, or that kind of name, maybe acted by Imran Hashmi, again dealing with the same theme of man being invisible. So you must now have realized the story dealing with all the adventures or misadventures done by the invisible man who's got the power of being invisible. So this story is I suppose all these movies might be based on this story, the story of a scientist who discovers how to make himself invisible. So you must be surprised and curious. Can a man be invisible? And we are supposed to see whether he uses this power in a positive way or a negative, whether he uses or misuses this power. So let's see that. I cannot tell you much about the story because it has not got, it has got some thrill, some suspense, and some misadventures by that man. So let us not talk much about the story right now and find out what does he do. So I'm bringing you the textbook. Let's go for it. It's a long story, so we might go for 2 parts. So here we have the textbook. Now, how this scientist was spotted out. One of the story starts with scientist has already invented that particular formula. You used it upon him, and he has turned out to be invisible. Now he's actually doing a misadventure. He's running away from that place, but though he's invisible, he can be touched, he can be felt. So only his body can be seen through. So whatever comes across his body, covers his body or sticks to his body, is visible over there. So this limitation can be very vulnerable for this scientist in his misadventures. So he's spotted by 2 boys when he runs away from somewhere, and his muddy feet leaves the imprints upon the staircase, and that left the 2 boys in surprise. So let's see how it happens. 2 boys started in surprise. That word comes, started in surprise. He started in surprise means left aback, taken aback at the fresh muddy imprints of a pair of bare feet. He's not wearing anything in the feet because that could be visible, but bare feet left the muddy imprints. What was a barefooted man doing on the steps of a house in the middle of London? That question comes in our mind. Normally people are not seen bare feet. And where was the man? And if the imprints were there, the man was where? As they gazed, a remarkable sight met their eyes. A fresh footmark appeared from nowhere. When they were gazing at the footprints, suddenly some marks, some imprints freshly appeared. But who left that footprints was not seen. So it was really very curious and amazing. Further footprints followed, one after another, descending the steps. Footprints were descending the steps, but man was not seen. We are yet to be exposed with the mystery of that invisible man, friends. Mind well. Though I already told you, but it is not here introduced. So it is going to be introduced. Descending the steps and progressing down the street. The boys followed, fascinated, surprised, until the muddy impressions became fainter and fainter, became dull and dull, and at last disappeared altogether. Once the mud is already used and dried, no more footprints have been left, so no more they were seen. Now, what is the explanation of this happening? The explanation of the mystery was really simple enough. The bewildered boys had been following a scientist who had just discovered how to make the human body transparent. Now, what is the name of the scientist? Griffin, the scientist, had carried out experiment after experiment to prove that the human body could become invisible. Finally, he swallowed certain rare drugs. He had made the formula liquid drugs, and that were potential enough to make his body transparent. His body became transparent as a sheet of glass. You can just imagine a sheet of glass. You can just see through it, but cannot pass through it. Touch it, feel it, but can see through it. So it was as good as a sheet of glass. Though it also remained as solid as glass. Brilliant scientist though he was, Griffin was rather a lawless person. Lawless person, friends. Brother who doesn't believe in government, who doesn't believe in laws set by the system and government. So anarchy could be frequently seen by him. His landlord, he was living maybe in a rented house, disliked him because of his temperament and tried to eject him, kick him out of his house. So he was running by hurting or harming that landlord as a part of taking revenge. And he was seen by these two boys. In revenge, Griffin set fire to the house. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Otherwise, if clothes covers his body, he could be seen by his clothes. So he has to remove his clothes and become naked just to be invisible. Thus it was that he became a homeless wanderer, without clothes, without money, and quite invisible. Until he happened to step in, he was invisible, but the moment he stepped in some mud, his footprints had been left, and he was seen by or spotted by these two boys, and left footprints as he walked, and that justifies our title. He escaped easily enough from the boys who followed his footprints in London, but his adventures were by no means over. Here it was not his last adventure or misadventure. He had chosen a bad time of the year. London is too cold, especially in the winter, and it was mid-winter. So without clothes, he was feeling very much cold. It was mid-winter, the air was bitterly cold, and he could not do without clothes. So instead of walking about the streets, he decided to slip into a big London store for warmth. If he goes inside a building or a house or any store, he could get some warmth. So he decided to be inside a London store, but it was a closing time. And as soon as the doors were shut, Griffin was able to give himself now the pleasure of clothing and feeding himself without regard to expense. For the first time it happened to him, it happened to anyone. Normally, if you be in a store and if you buy or if you wear some clothes, you have to pay. If you get some food, you have to pay. But here he was invisible and was not seen by anyone, and the store was almost shut. So he desperately wanted some clothes. So he got the pleasure of clothing. He also got something to feed upon without any expense, without paying anything. So he broke upon boxes and wrappers. Tutti baido. Literally devouring all this, and fitted himself out with warm clothes, soon with shoes, an overcoat, and a wide-brimmed hat. Now he could be visible fully, right from the hat to bottom. He became a fully dressed and visible person. In the kitchen of the restaurant, he found cold meat and coffee, and he followed up the meal with sweets and wine taken from the grocery store. Finally, settled down to sleep on a pile of quilts. Quilts means that blankets, that soft one, fragile. He had to be waken up very early before the store opened, but he was so tired and he was so feeling warm that he could not wake up in the right time, and he was seen when the store was open. If only Kash, the poet wishes, Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, all might have been well. Everything could have been well if he had woken up in the right time. As it was, he did not wake up. It was his bad habit that he could not wake up early in the morning. So according to his habit, as his habit goes, he did not wake up until the assistants were already arriving next morning. When he saw a couple of them, see, checking off his clothes and running away from the assistants of the store. Approaching, he panicked and began to run. They naturally gave chase. They were running after him. In the end, he was able to escape only by quickly taking off his newly found clothes. So once more he found himself invisible, but naked in the chill January air. So January time, it was cold winter. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space about the shoulders. He wanted to be visible fully, and if he is not able to hide some of the parts of his body, they could be seen invisible, and that could be raising doubts of people. So this time he decided to try stock of a theatrical company. Stock means here two meanings. One meaning is actors performing regularly for the theater, but here the storeroom where all the goods and props are kept. So this is not the meaning I've written over there. Shivering with cold, he hurried to Drury Land. Drury Land is a place known for, I can say, is a very popular place. It is in the eastern boundary of London, street covered with Convent Garden and famous for London's most famous theatres. So he reached to that lane. It is the center of theatre world. Theatre means where the dramas are played, the place. He soon found a suitable shop. He made his way invisible upstairs and came out a little later wearing bandages around his forehead so that his face could be seen. Anyways, covered with bandages, but at least could be seen. Dark glasses, so eyes could be seen through the glasses, covered by glasses. False nose, that is found as a prop, maybe made by some joker or some clown over there in the theater. Big bushy side whiskers, as you can see, some light hair on my beard. These are called as whiskers, but here it is bushy, beard, and a large hat. So to escape without being seen, he callously, very mercilessly, very insensitively attacked the shopkeeper from behind, after which he robbed him of all the money he could find. So not only he escaped from the place, robbed all the props to hide his invisibility, but he also robbed money from the shop and also attacked upon the shopkeeper. Eager to get away from crowded London, he took a train to the village of Iping. That is a village in London belonging to West Sussex. That is a province over there, where he booked 2 rooms at the local inn. Inn meant a very cheap place to be accommodated. Inn doesn't mean some posh hotel. Inn means dharmashala kind of thing. Very cheap means of accommodation or lodging. He went to the village so that he could hardly be traced by the police or the city people. But this was not the right time to be in the inn. So the owner of the inn were surprised having seen this stranger. So, but he introduced himself as a scientist, working on some research, and he wanted to stay in that village for a decent amount of time. So he was not doubted, and he introduced himself as somebody who suffered from some accidental injury. So this is how he hidden his real self. So we keep the first part from here. Now what does he do in the village of Iping? We'll do it in the next part. So we'll soon meet for the next part, friends.